It's a beautiful afternoon in the neighborhood. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Mark Summers, Major Linux, twitch.tv/Major Linux, and it's time once again for another episode of Tech Talk. Today it is August 19th, 2024. And I'm here with your latest or your tech and gaming news from the weekend. I had to make sure he was still here. Surprisingly, he's quiet. That's right, it is time for tech news. What's going on, Merch? How you doing? How you living? How are you feeling? Oh boy. Again, one day we're going to get to call to write an article for Desk Chair Analyst. I swear it like he provides such good takes on Discord. I am actively watching him write an article in the Discord, but he will not write an article on DCA. It's a bummer. It is a bummer. Eventually, though, we're gonna get him. We're gonna get him. Excuse me. Hope everybody had a pleasant. The more you ask, the more he's. I know. It. I will never get him. I will never get him to write the article. I won't. Let's see. Excuse me. I hope everybody had a good, wonderful, fruitful weekend. Let's see, I went out to learn some more about Black August and the origins of the Black Panther Party, or just more history of the Black Panther Party. Really, really good presentation. Shout out to my comrade who presented on Saturday. But yeah. So let's see, we've got a ton, not a ton, actually a really good, decent amount of news to cover. And I'm glad it's I need to get back in the habit of doing these every day because it keeps things manageable and allows me to do things after the fact, which was the original plan. Also, again, because I should have thought about this beforehand instead of like 1.5, 2 weeks before my son goes back to school. Should have been doing this in the afternoon. Who? Okay, I'm still entertaining the fact that I should get a new phone number. But again, because my current phone number is tied into so many different fucking systems, I can't. It's really unfortunate. And it's like when asking Tycho to write an article, the more I say stop to these text messages from spamming me, it's like more of them show up, and it's a bummer. It really is a bummer. Let's see here. Uh-oh. Okay, the stream is up, but it seems like, okay, so the chat and OBS disconnected for a second, but I think we're still good here. Doesn't matter, AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile are just going to lose your number anyway. You know. I mean, and it's not even just them. It's the fact that, you know, like you sign up for something legitimate and unfortunately you have to use your phone number, and then those companies will lose your phone number. Staring at Twitch Then there was that data leak too. So yeah, let's go ahead and jeez, damn. Let's go ahead and get into it. We got some tech news. We got some gaming news. We even got a deal. We got to hurry up and talk about the deal before it's no longer a deal. Deal? So let's get into it, shall we? Starting with Twitter. Twitter is closing its operations in Brazil immediately, but its service will remain live for its users. Of course, Twitter is saying that it's due to Brazilian government censorship, which, again, after reading the article and its supplement and the source article at Reuters, they're absolutely right. Twitter is right that it is government censorship. However, what's actually happening here, which surprisingly Engadget does not want to talk about it, because again, it's the whole thing about staying neutral. I think for a lot of these tech journalists, like, they don't want to talk about the politics of what's being said, even though we all know that fucking Elon, that Musky Musk is a fucking fascist. Like, they love to sit there and put what was said by Twitter out, but not necessarily why. So the Supreme Court in Brazil has said that, hey, you have to take some of these tweets down. Again, being objective here, because again, it's one thing to be neutral, it's another thing to be objective. To be objective here, the Brazilian Supreme Court is dabbling into government censorship, which, again, I don't know Brazil's laws in this situation, but they may not have the First Amendment protections that U.S. have, and if they do, it may not be the First Amendment, because again, that is wholly a United States thing, right? I'm not sure if Brazil's constitution or legal binding document for how the government should work and operate. I'm not sure if they have that document, and if they do have that document, if the citizens have a right to say what they want. And the government has no right to censor what's being said. Because like I said, I mean, if we go back, granted, we do, and you go back and you look at what the government's done, especially with COVID misinformation, disinformation, stuff like that. You know how they tried to go Twitter, and they got some stuff removed. They got some stuff cleaned off of Twitter, and people were kind of upset about that because I don't know, they're censoring what we say. It's like, and actually, I don't even know if the government had anything to do with it. I want to say this was back when Twitter was just being run by people who knew that this ain't right, and then provided context, or just outright removed false statements as a private company, or, well, yeah, as a private company should be able to do, or like a private industry. You don't have any First Amendment protections against a company in which platform you were using. They hold the right to be able to say, hey, you can or cannot say that. However, it seems like now that Twitter has been taken over by someone who is like extremely fascist and far right, and is allowing for things like this to be said, and then the opposite, the actual true things that may not go towards how the right feels, or the far right feels about a thing, they get kind of pushed off to the side. Not censored, yes, but again, as I will say, Twitter reserves the right to do that. Again, this is why I'm like, it's funny that the Democrats kind of facing this, because again, it's like both sides of the aisle are now learning, hey, you let companies do this, you gotta let it do. It's gotta go equally, right? Can't do anything about the government. Government can't do anything about this. But yeah, what Brazil decided, what their Supreme Court decided was that, hey, you have to remove these posts that are spreading mis and disinformation about what's happening in Brazil, what's going on in Brazil. You cannot do that. Like, you are actively putting people's lives at risk. And Twitter's like, oh, whoa, this is government censorship. It's like, well, yes, technically true, but also you aren't doing anything to protect Brazil citizens. You're allowing rampant misinformation to just live on your platform. That's not cool either. But that again, Muskie does not care. And again, like, of course, the House Judiciary Committee, which is being the U.S. House Judiciary Committee, released an interim staff report claiming that the Brazilian government was trying to force Twitter and other social media platforms to censor more than 300 accounts, which, I mean, I'm pretty sure if we looked at which 300 accounts they were trying to censor, and I'm not even gonna put that in quotes because that's what they were doing. The 300 accounts that we're trying to censor were spreading misinformation, but because of the fact that it's content that the far right lives and breathes off of as their truth, of course they're going to be upset and they're going to be mad about it. But the reason why I do pull up the Reuters article is because, yeah, it's not said anywhere what Brazil is trying to block, what the Brazilian government is trying to block. Nothing at all. Like, it just reported on the tweets that were coming out of Brazil, Argentina, and America. There is something about Argentina specifically in its current government that, you know, should really spook us. There's something that's going on in American politics that should spook us. And there was something that definitely was going on in Brazilian politics that should spook us. It's, you know, odd that those three countries specifically were named in these series of tweets, or in this giant tweet that was sent from Twitter's global account, like global policy account, or whatever the fuck it was. Uh-oh. Something happened here. My monitor's cut off for a reason, and I don't know why. I think the graphics, our graphics engine in Windows might have just crashed on me for a second. Not sure what that looked like on the other end, but yeah, that was odd. I thought things were gone. It's like, oh, well, yeah, there goes the stream. But yeah, so what's not stated in any of this article, which is, again, a shame that Engadget never pointed out. I'd expect this from The Verge, but not Engadget, is that, yeah, when you go to Reuters, it says earlier this year, Moraes ordered Twitter to block certain accounts as he investigates so-called, and of course this is coming from Reuters, because it's so-called digital militias that have been accused of spreading fake news and hate messages during the government of far-right former president, I cannot pronounce it, Bolsonaro. Moraes opened an inquiry early this year into the billionaire after Twitter said he would reactivate accounts on Twitter that the judge had ordered blocked. Musk has called the Moraes decision regarding Twitter unconstitutional. But unconstitutional in what country, though? I mean, it's like, hey, if you're gonna want, if Twitter is to operate in a country, like, you have to, you know, go by those countries' rules. And like, where is it unconstitutional? But yeah, it's definitely a thing where it's something I've noticed when it comes to the US reporting on other countries, where it's like somebody who was legitimately on the left, not like liberal, but like on the left, is in power, and the US backs the far right candidate because nobody else is so, like, no other type of government entity within these countries is pro-American, which says something when the far right person that we're admonishing, who is saying the same things as these leaders in these other countries, are saying the same thing. And it's like, oh, we shame him, but no, Bolsonaro should be okay. The opposition in Venezuela is okay. Like, they are saying the same things Trump are saying, but no, they should have democracy. Like, okay, I mean, I feel like you should want to call that shit out, but you don't. And then when other people do and are trying to take steps to prevent it in their countries because they have government entities that will probably do more than what you're comfortable with doing to, you know, dead those voices because it is dangerous. Oh no, that's the problem. Yeah, see, that's the problem with y'all. Like, it's voting and then that's it. If they vote the other people in, no matter how dangerous they are, yeah, just let them go. Let's let them run rampant, because guess what? We getting paid in the end. As opposed to, I don't know, doing things that will stop a fascist regime from taking over. Like, I don't understand. Y'all really bent on letting fascism just take over only because, like, you voted the fascists in. Again, just so we're clear, Hitler was elected. Also, in just case people didn't know, the US was okay with that too. I cannot stress this enough, that the United States of America was okay and was letting Hitler cook. Yeah, the US isn't as, you know, save America as you think they are. Just food for thought on that one. The US was okay with a lot of things until someone bought us into the war. Yeah. And then we saw what happened to them too. It's like, okay, you bought us in and we about to take you out. The fact that, you know, Nagasaki and Hiroshima were not just two random cities in Japan that just happened to get the nukes. No, they were isolated. Those were two isolated cities that the US wanted to see, okay, now that we have this big old atomic bomb, let's go test it somewhere. Yeah, they had plans. It was not just, wasn't necessarily something strategic. They saved Hiroshima and Nagasaki just to drop those bombs. The US is not the good guys. In case if you are still cheering for Homelander in the boys, Homelander ain't the good guy. I've never seen the show, and I understood from day fucking one that Homelander was not the good guy. Hence, in a previous episode of Tech Talk Thursdays, I was surprised to find out at season 4, people still thought Homelander was the good guy. That people were still fucking cheering for Homelander in that show. Like, I do not understand. Also, I hear that the main anti-hero in that show, I don't know, I forget which one. I've heard that he is full on Zio and IOF soldier. So maybe that show just ain't great, period. Maybe it's not. But yes, in other tech news, GM reportedly cuts 1,000 jobs in its software and services division because the one place you will want to cut jobs is in a division that would probably best serve you when you are electrifying your fleet of your stable of vehicles. When so many things are starting to rely on technology and software in order to get things to work. Kudos for GM. I mean, it's not like they haven't learned anything from the Blazer EV. It takes like 2 episodes to realize that Homelander was not the good guy. We're sure people watching. I don't know. Like, I've watched zero of that show because I had no interest in watching any more superhero bullshit. And it's like 0 shows, 0 episodes. And I'm like, yeah, like that dude that looks like he's clearly like a parody of Superman, right? Like, he's not going to be the good guy. I understood the assignment having not even been in the class. GM is laying off 1,000 salaried employees in its global workforce. On Monday, CNBC reported today the cut will affect the automaker's software and services division, including about 600 employees working at GM's tech campus near Detroit. Ooh. Yeah, they sure did wait for Kamala to leave before they be like, all right, so now that she's gone and, all buddy unions, we're gonna cut jobs now. In an email to The Verge, GM spokesperson Kevin Kelly said that as the company builds its future, it needs to simplify for speed and excellence, make bold choices, and prioritize the investments that will have the greatest impact, which includes laying off certain teams in the software and services organization. Now, I mean, I don't know about you, but when you build something, you are putting things in place, not taking things away. I mean, just gonna put it out there. When you build, you're putting things in place, not taking them away, especially not 1,000 things. But yeah, also like that Blazer EV, yeah. I feel like this is not time for y'all to be like, to be laying off folks. Again, when the management feels like it's time to cut jobs, maybe it's time for the management to go. I'm just putting it out there. Like I have so little belief that the issues at hand here are the base employees' fault, and they should not have to bear the brunt of this shit. They really shouldn't. Speaking of layoffs, going into gaming news now, video game layoffs sadly continue with more cuts at Ubisoft. Now, while this news isn't as terrible as 1,000 jobs, keep in mind, again, one job loss is one job too many. The video game industry layoff trend continues at Ubisoft. There's 45 jobs across its teams in San Francisco, California, and Cary, North Carolina this week. Again, I include this one specifically. I mean, I would have included it anyway because of a labor, again, another labor issue in the tech and gaming industries. But also, this one just hits close to home. I know several Ubisoft employees in the area, and yeah, seeing this is like, I hope they are okay. Granted, because I'm not on Twitter anymore, I have barely any contact with them. But again, not because of them, because of Twitter. But yeah, I definitely hope that they are okay. I feel like, so Don't they have a brand new Star Wars game launching? They do. I don't know. I don't know. Again, it's really odd. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the Cary Ubisoft location is for support. So yeah, I don't know why they are. Oh, okay, so this is Red Storm. Oh, so they're talking about Red Storm. Oh, Heartland was. I don't remember them canceling Heartland. Damn, I didn't know they. I didn't know. Red Storm may cancel Heartland. I thought that was still going. Shit. I guess I really don't have a division title to look forward to. Shit, this makes me want to do something else. Now I forgot about this article, and now I want to do something else because I really do not feel like playing a Ubisoft game right now, even though it is my favorite. But yeah, I don't think, as much as this article is saying that like it's Red, like it may be Red Storm laying off, I don't think it's Red Storm that laid off people. I really think it's their support staff, because like there is like a Ubisoft Cary office, and then there is Red Storm here. I don't know. Or let's check Bloomberg, but also, okay, I mean, Jason Schreier is saying that it's Red Storm. I have no reason to doubt his word. Okay, that's not. So they released a statement, but I am not, unfortunately, not seeing a statement. Oh, they cut off 45 jobs back in April is what? Damn. Okay. So it was like 45 now, 45 like 3 months ago, like 3 or 4 months ago. That's not funny, but it's just like, I really thought like, wait, did they just write the same article twice? But then I checked the date. It's like, oh no, that is not what that is. They just cut 45 staff twice. So yeah, no idea specifically. Again, I have no reason to doubt Jason Schreier saying that it's Red Storm, but again, it's not like nobody has, like, it wasn't specific. And again, there are 2 Ubisoft offices here in Cary. In more labor news, video game actors call for better transparency around disgusting mocap work not disclosed in advance. And this calls for like, what they're asking for is like, hey, tell us if we are gonna have to make out with people, or like just do make out mocap, sex mocap, weird fucked up shit mocap. In an interview with the BBC, professional casting director Jessica Jeffries, who previously worked as a motion capture performer, recalled times she'd be called for a shoot with absolutely no information about what the work entailed, only to find out that it included gratuitous sex scenes. I turned up and was told I would be filming. What I would be filming would be a graphic. Woo. This act could be watched for as long or as little time as a player wanted through a window, and then a player would be able to shoot this character in the head. What? 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 Why? What? A different actor who chose to remain anonymous says she absolutely loves the industry, but also calls for better disclosures ahead of time, especially as actors have to sign NDAs and are told almost nothing ahead of filming. In one recording for a major game, she first learned it was explicit only when she turned up for work. This was actually a full-on sex scene. I had to vocally match the scene and through the glass in the booth with the entire team, all male, watching me. It was excruciating. At that time, I had been in the games industry a while. I had never felt so shaken. What upset me so much about the situation is I was put on the spot. Nobody thought to ask me if I was okay with it, and nobody checked to see if I was okay afterwards. Duh, fuck. Now this will, because the director wants it. Oh my God. I was, what's going on? How are you? How are you? This is unfortunate. The article you tuned into. This is literally just sexual exploitation for the gratification of the men on the development team. Yeah, it really is. It's fucking gross, man. And it's like, I don't play mini games that have this type of gratuitous sex in it. I want to say the most sexual shit I've seen in a video game was from Cyberpunk. And like that gets to a point too. Like it was only that once. Oh, Cyberpunk's was very graphic. I would like, and I may have seen one in a Mass Effect game, but not, well, there might have also been The Witcher. I can't remember. It's been a minute. But yeah, I don't see much, and it's like I don't try to go see that, you know? So I don't, and it's like, that's on me for not thinking about, especially when people are talking about, oh yeah, like you can get the sex, you can have sex with boom, 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 boom. Like, okay, sure. If that's what you want to see, that's what you want to see. If that's what comes up for me, then it comes up. I'm not actively going to look for it, right? But yeah, but like, again, that's on me because then I'm also not thinking about what it takes to make those scenes. And so, oh yeah, that's right. People are having to mocap. Oh my God, no, baby, no. They could just animate it without mocap. There's no need for mocap. And you're absolutely right. And again, like the one saving grace here is that Baldur's Gate 3 developer Larian hired intimacy coordinators to ensure its actors felt safe and comfortable during romantic scenes. In an earlier interview with BBC, actor Devorah Wild, who plays Githyanki warrior Lae'zel, I do not know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I have only picked up, by the way, I have picked up Baldur's Gate 3, loving it, addicted to it, and I don't know, seeing that I don't want to engage with Ubisoft today as much as I want to play a specific game for Black August, I might try to see if I can get Baldur's Gate 3 running. Yeah. Lae'zel, in the critically acclaimed release, she said she was pleased with Larian's decision to do so. I requested that should be disclosed at booking, and the actor should have the option to opt out and not face repercussions. You didn't see this article in the Discord? Really? It should have been in there. Yep, actors want better transparency when it comes to mocap. Hold on, let me. I just tagged you so you can see it. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And it's like, again, it speaks to, and like I said, I'm like, again, I want a mirror to look at myself, like, look, or I can just look at here, like, look, be better. Like to not think that that's what was happening. And the fact that like these scenes can get really, really graphic, and it's like, what? And I don't know, so it's like me even just assuming like they are telling people at the jump, this is what you're doing in these scenes, but apparently they're not. And then it's like people are getting assaulted, like virtually assaulted. Also, and it's like even going beyond that part where it's like they're just being virtually assaulted, is the fact that it's built into the game into which the player character can just watch it happen for as long as they want until they want to take out the assaulter or the assailant. I don't know what the word to describe. Doesn't matter. This shouldn't be fucking happening. I'm sorry. I feel like after if you've seen it and you're sitting there watching it for 2 seconds, you lose a life. They delete the fucking game from your system. We call the cops and you were on a list. Because I'm sorry, if it is filling your entire view and you're just watching a sexual assault happen on a video game for more than 2 seconds, yeah, you need to be put on a list. And whoever fucking made that shit needs to be put on a fucking list too. That is fucking beyond gross. Why did you think that was okay? You can imply it. We don't need to see it. Just because gamers and Americans in general have become so desensitized to this shit doesn't mean you need to continue to push the envelope as far as you can just to get us to feel something. Just because that line exists there does not mean you need to go meet the line. Just don't go there. It's fucked up we got to that point, but you do not have to go meet the line. Jeez. I'm 100% behind sex workers always, but like if they show up thinking they're going to be Matrix bullet dodging and have to act out a sex scene is messed up. Yeah, like, I mean, it's right. It's like, it's one thing if you're watching consensual sex between two adults, but I mean, if you're watching a virtual sexual assault and just letting it fucking play out, I don't know that, because like even if the two actors involved consented to this rough scene, the character you are watching this video game who does not look like the actor involved did not. This is fucked up, man. You know, and this fucking disgusting. You know, I don't want to give up games, but I swear. You know what? I'm just going to be a historian. I'm going to be a historian. That's it. That's it. I'm just going to read as much as I can from here on out. I just, if I can be Karl Marx 2.0, I would be just as happy with my life as I am right now. Or I'd be happier about life than I am right now at this moment. Because then I can get my son to stop asking me, like, what is it like to be a YouTuber? Because, like, son, I don't know. It's like, dude, just be a gamer, man. And now with this, I don't know. I just should have told my son, look, just enjoy video games. Play video games. Damn it. What have I done to my son? I've doomed him to a life of misery as a gamer. Oh my God, I can't. I mean, I don't blame you. I do not blame you. Like, I am fucking upset. I am fucking upset right now. Fuck. Oh my God. It's like there's so many people that I want to punch so much. And now it's just like a whole industry of motherfuckers who are doing this. It's like, why? And I mean, you're right. Like, there's so many people, and it's like, if you hire like, let's say, like, because there are a lot of mocap people who do the mocap and they do the facial capture for, right? Like the actress for Hellblade, right? So it's like there's a plenty of characters or plenty of actresses like her, right? Who are the face and do the mocap. But you don't necessarily need the person with the face to do the things that the other people don't want to do. Shit we do in fucking movies all the time. Movies and TV shows. Okay, that looks like a dangerous stunt. I don't want to do that. We gonna bring in the stunt person. Like, what the fuck? It's fucking stupid. This is just... All right, as much as I don't want to talk about Ubisoft right now, let's just talk about Ubisoft. Ubisoft shares Star Wars Outlaws full PC requirements, which, according to people within the know, people I trust in the community to tell me these things, because I don't know. I just assume they'll work. I've been told that the PC requirements for Star Wars Outlaws is actually pretty decent. With one individual who is currently writing a think piece, as much as he doesn't want to write think pieces, but is writing a very, very big opinion post, or several of them in Discord, probably at this moment, who also agrees like these are very good specs here. At minimum, we're looking at 1080p 30 FPS with low presets, upscaler set to quality, GPU GeForce GTX 1660, 6GB AMD RX 5600 XT, 6GB Intel Arc A750, 8GB with rebar on. Intel Core i7 8700K or AMD Ryzen 5 3600 CPU, 16GB of dual channel memory, Windows 10 or 11 with DirectX 12, and SSD storage at 65GB. But of course, if you want to take it to the max, if you want to sit there and go to hyperspace or hyperspeed or whatever the fuck it is when the stars just be turning into straight ass lines and flying towards you, then you're going to need the visual. You get the visual settings of 4K 60, ultra preset with upscaler set to quality. You're going to need a GeForce RTX 4080 at 16GB or an AMD RX 7900 XTX at 24GB. Intel Core i7 12700K or an AMD Ryzen 7 5800 X3D, 16GB of dual channel memory, Windows 10 or 11 Windows with DirectX 12 with SSD storage at 65GB. So it's like the most that's changing here is just like obviously your graphics card, your CPU. Shit, I don't even know. Am I going to get enthusiast? What am I looking at? Recommended? I can probably do between recommended and enthusiast. 14. I'm hoping I can push 1440p 60. It would be nice if FSR3 is on it, that I can kind of squeeze just a little bit, so get some frames in there, get some frames. But also, yeah, it will be a while probably before I'll be able to play it, because of course the pockets are empty. I bought Baldur's Gate 3. Again, this is good specs for a game. See, again, there you go. See, that's the one to call. Write an article, damn it. This is Ubisoft, and like I've nope, not gonna say that one. Not gonna say that. Not after what we just got finished talking about. No, I'm gonna let that one go. Speaking of specs and things, Black Myth Wukong market. Oh wait, no, this is not it. This isn't the one. I forgot I talked about the spec thing last week. Just hope they don't Ubisoft it. In what context? What are you hoping they don't Ubisoft in Star Wars Outlaws? I mean, there's littering a map with points of interest. Saying something looks amazing, and then they show you the game for real, and it's like, oh no, they scaled back a lot. Like Puddlegate before it was Puddlegate. Even though I think people have already said like Star Wars Outlaws does not look as good as people thought it was going to be. Black Myth Wukong marketing team offers content creators a Steam key, but bans feminist propaganda at all talks of COVID. So yeah, of course, like let's not Puddlegate. It was stupid. They should not, like, gamers are going to game, and it's fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid. Did not care about Puddlegate at all. Spider-Man was a beautiful game. I loved it on my PS4, but I loved it even more on my PC. So of course, you know, there are people who are currently covering Black Myth Wukong on probably These Are My Reflections. Stop it. No, the original Puddlegate was original. Oh, that one. Yeah. The windows. That was wild. But yeah, like I said, people are currently covering Black Myth Wukong. This is a video game retelling of Journey to the West. A very, very popular Chinese story. As a story that Dragon Ball was based off of. So now a new generation of people get to learn about Journey to the West. Wasn't Enslaved based off of Journey to the West as well? Anywho, I don't think I played that game. Anywho, but yes, of course, when you are covering games, there are things that, you know, the developers and the publisher would like for you to cover, and maybe some things to stick away from. Normally these things are like things you can cover, like, hey, make sure you tell people when the game is coming out, where it's going to be available, how much it's going to be, all the features you can expect, and the things that they don't want you to talk about is like spoilers or certain characters you may run into, you know, those type of things. Black Myth Wukong, however, made an interesting list of things that they do not want you to talk about. And as you can see on the screen, do not insult other influencers or players, because, I mean, that seems like that's a Twitch guideline. That's a Twitch community guideline, but okay, sure. We'll accept it. Cool. Not a real problem there. It's weird that you have to mention it, but not a problem. Do not use any offensive language or humor. I mean, are we like shit, fuck, damn, asshole? The C word that's okay in some languages, but not in America? Like, or are you talking about something like racially insensitive, racially offensive? Because if it's the latter, okay, again, get that. Those are against Twitch guidelines. Also, maybe I get you really kind of digging into that because of the fact this is a Chinese game. Get that. Do not include politics, violence, nudity, feminist propaganda, fetishization, and other content that instigates negative discourse. I'm sorry, what? My very existence is political. Anything and everything that is physically tangible or things that you can interact with is inherently political. So, what? Violence. I mean, I don't know much about Journey to the West, but I imagine it was violent. I ran the benchmark. There were people walking around with weapons. I've seen screenshots of this game. Oh my God, why is it taking forever for this image to download? What the hell? I mean, it must be like some super duper resolution for it to be like, yo, we gonna slowly download. Okay, there we go. I don't know. This looks violent. That looks like whoever this character is holding a weapon. They're holding weapons. Also, I don't know. That looks like a life bar, and you can only take life away through violence. Also, this bear looks like it's on fire. That's violent. I don't know what this is, but it's got a life bar, and it looks violent. They have a shield protecting themselves from violence. And also, while you are tuned in the status where I am playing game, this game looks like, you know, this character is committing some violence to the air. Another weapon. This character looks like it's about to commit violence. More violence. There's a ring of fire. Violence. The overuse of blur. Yeah, it seems like they could have turned the motion blur off on this mug. It seems like they are hiding something. I don't know, gust of wind that look like that looks like violence. Light attack and heavy attack. Violence. I don't know, I'm just seeing a lot of violence, and that's just like the second word of thing you can't discuss or talk about. Oh, there we go. Close. Nudity. I don't know. This bobblehead looking thing looks like it's about half nude. Feminist propaganda, which is again the thing that Takal keeps bringing up. What? What is feminist propaganda? That men and women should be equal? The just equality amongst the gendered spectrum? Fetishization. What? And other content that instigates negative discourse. I mean, but so if your game is just bad, can we not talk about it? If there's something like, it's just like, if we don't agree with what's happening on the screen, we should just not talk about this. Like, yeah, I'm sorry. I just got to shut the stream down. I can't. I don't understand. But it gets worse. Do not trigger words. Do not use trigger words such as quarantine, isolation, or COVID-19. I don't know. Maybe I caught COVID. Somebody asked me about COVID. I just got over COVID. Not here. Not literally, but in a scenario where I am playing this game, I have quarantined myself because I've got COVID. I was exposed to COVID. My mom had COVID. Am I just not able to interact with my community about things when they care about my family? They heard I had COVID. They want to see how I'm doing. It's like, look, when you come in here, do not say COVID. Don't do it. Nah. And do not discuss content related to China's game industry policies, opinions, news, etc. Boy, I mean, as much as the US likes to demonize China, right? These developers aren't really doing China any favors either. I mean, they're not. What is happening? What is going on? And it's a 5090 lumen nanite screen cap. Sorry, I'm going through chat. Like I might have been on their side, but when I saw feminist propaganda, I was like, the fuck you mean? I still think it's wild that feminist propaganda is between nudity and fetishization. Yeah, I kind of, those seem counterintuitive. So it's just like, this is not even talk about women. Like, that's it. This is not going to talk about women. There's a woman on the script. Nope, we don't say nothing. We don't say that here. we don't talk about that here. You heard it here first. You encounter Vegeta midway through the game. Let's see. The original E3 trailer show reflective puddles and window reflections, whatnot. Gamers flip their. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that for Watch Dogs. I don't believe it. This is to be the best place and time for China discourse, so it's best to move on. Hey, if you live in America, it's not the best time to do anything, apparently, according to a lot of people. Someone's got to say some shit. Once again, big difference between demonizing a government plus policies plus government actions plus military and demonizing the people who live in a country. And trust if, you know what? But see, yeah, like if they were like, again, I get the COVID. It's the one thing about COVID, right? And people are like trying to associate COVID with China, which is dumb. Stop doing that. Stop it. But the way they separated them out, like together, those last two lines would make sense about how China reacted to COVID, how people are associating COVID with China. Get that. But there are two separate lines which read on face value, the way they are written, they're like said, do not talk about COVID, period, and do not talk about China, period. And that's where it's like, not doing great. But if you combine it to say, hey, COVID and China, like, let's not talk about that. We're just gonna move on from that. Cool, I get you. And trust if we were, I'd have paragraphs to type. Type them. Nickname title. I could change it in Discord. I just change his nickname in Discord to Lumen Fan. But look, I fucked with somebody one too many times and he got mad at me. So like that's the Kev rule. Like I know where the limit is and I'm not going. I've learned, and again, this is not me calling him a Nintendo fan, but I have learned not to call Kev a Nintendo fan again. So know where the line is, we move on. Lumen is the Unreal thing that makes it run like shit even on a 4090. Yeah, that's their global illumination pipeline. Yeah, it's a super ray tracing lighting engine that ray traces even when ray tracing is turned off or whatever. If feminist propaganda was placed between nudity and fetishization. Yeah, it was like, again, what are we doing? What just none of this makes sense. It doesn't. Anywho, I'm not covering the game, so I can say whatever the fuck I want. Voice. One of these things is not like the other. Again, I'm not covering the game, so I can say whatever the fuck I want. I won't though, but just so you know, I can't. But again, like I said, just because the line is there does not mean I have to go to meet it. That's what we call growth. It's the only growth mindset I care about. Growing your character. In hardware news, Zotac. I think I say that every time. Zotac takes on the Steam Deck. Zotac's take on the Steam Deck includes an OLED screen and built-in kickstand. Going back to the last article, I guess these limitations sound weird to us, but does sound any weirder than what a US publisher would dictate to them? I don't think. But like, I mean, so like I have covered games prior to release, and I have a couple that I'm going to be covering soon. Because like every so often I find games I find indie games that I actually do like to play or would like to cover. I don't see restrictions like that. I only see the restrictions that are like, was it the monkey, the ladder, and the banana type scenarios in which I try to go get the banana and I get knocked the fuck out for going to get the banana without knowing why people are knocking me the fuck out to get the banana. I know why they're doing it, but it's like, dude, I do not care. Y'all just need to get over this shit. I want the fucking banana. Boy, also, comparing myself to a monkey may not have been the best thing for me. But you know what? I don't give a shit. If you're racist pieces of shit, shit, ain't really much I can do, right? Y'all just gonna be racist. I'm just gonna say, fuck you. Them being a person in China who wants to cover the game. I guess in China, that makes sense. But I don't think they, like, these are people in the US who are covering it. I don't know. It's just weird. I feel like it could have been phrased differently, worded differently, a whole bunch of things, but yeah, here we are. So yeah, let's see the Zotac Zone OLED screen, kickstand, Hall effect sticks, and dual touchpads. There's no release date, no pricing for it, but I mean, I don't know, for Hall effect sticks, maybe? That, I mean, let's see, let me take a look here.
A new challenger has entered the handheld gaming space.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that D-pad. Okay, yeah, this thing looks a little bit bulkier. Like, it was a little bit thicker than the Steam Deck, it looks. Oh, there we go. Oh. It looks like USB 3 PD down there, micro SD slot. What's on the top? Can we see the top? There we go. Oh, that may not have been PD they were down at the bottom. It was probably maybe 4.0. I'm a little indifferent about the touchpads on my Steam Deck. I'm a little. So they have 2 USB-C ports on it, which is really nice. I guess one for storage, like if you want to still plug in storage, you can do that while also charging, which is really nice. I do like that. I do like the dual USB-C. Why would I sell you mine? I want mine. I want my Steam Deck. If I sell you my Steam Deck, then what am I going to play? Playing Baldur's Gate 3 on my Steam Deck. Also, I do want to point out, I actually do like the controller interface of Baldur's Gate 3 more than I like the mouse and keyboard layout. Which, shout out to Larian for having like 2 different UIs for that shit. It is really fucking cool. Yeah, so headphone jack, volume, power, yeah, second USB up top. Oh my god, yo, look at that. They've got the little nubbin to where like you can, like on the Elite controllers where you could flip the switch and trigger doesn't go down all the way for FPSs. Oh, that's dope. Oh, that's dope. I like that. And of course they got the 2 back paddle buttons. Oh, I like that. That's awesome. It's a 1920 by 1080. Let's see here. Excuse me. Inside the specs are a little bit disappointing. The Zone is powered by AMD Ryzen 7 8840U, one of the newer APU chips on the market, but it's paired to 16 gigabytes of RAM and just 512 gigabytes of storage. I mean, that's about as much as you get in a Steam Deck, and it's probably a little bit more powerful than a Steam Deck. The spec sheet says that's an M.2 2280 drive, so it could be upgraded with the same Gen 4 drives you can pick up on the cheap for your desktop. The RAM isn't so easy to upgrade, and along with the rather ho-hum 48.5 watt-hour battery, it's lagging behind newer designs like the ROG Ally X. I do not, again, I would like, if we're going to sit there and have tech like this, right? If we're going to have the handheld pieces, can we just not do an arms race for handhelds like this, like we do for cell phones and shit? Like, can we just like enjoy the fact that there are handheld PCs out there? If we sit there and get like just whatever specs we can get, like, I would like to see differences in design. How can we better interact with these devices? Are they repairable? Can I upgrade things? Like, again, right now, outside of that D-pad, the Zotac for me is kind of like the dopest one because it has 2 USB-C ports. I don't remember if the MSI Claw had 2. For some reason I feel like it does, but gripping game. No, it doesn't look like it. Now you are understanding why I roll my eyes every time one of these. Yeah, it's the spec bit, not the, like, I would like to see more of these exist. Just stop, like, oh no, it's not as powerful. Like, shut up. I do not care. Wait, is this claw walkthrough? Like, can I? Okay, so USB-C up top. Is it okay? You know what? As much as this thing is running Intel, I do like the fact that there is fingerprint sensor on the claw. I do like that. That's a cool fucking feature. So I just want to see like cool features. Like, don't try to spec bump shit. Like, stop. See, USB-C is a Thunderbolt because it's Intel. Okay, yeah, you're not gonna show me the bottom. So I don't think there's anything on the bottom. Does this thing have expandable storage though? Because I don't see that, and that's kind of bumming me out. Okay, so this has a Hall effect. Oh no, this is not where I wanted to be. This is not where I wanted to be. No, I hate that. Okay, no, it does look like there is a micro USB. I mean, micro SD. It does have Wi-Fi 7. See, it doesn't show the bottom, and that's really concerning me, but it looked like there was a slot for micro USB, for micro SD. I just want a base Steam Deck, but I know I wouldn't actually use it, but I have FOMO about it. I love my Steam Deck. I really do. Like, I sit in the same room as my giant PC. Like, I sit on that couch and play my Steam Deck, like, with this here. The only difference is being bigger, better CPU, GPU, which is boring. The software ties it together. Yeah. Like, it's the show me what your tech can do. Like, show me like what are you bringing to the table hardware wise? Like, can I put 2 SD cards in there? Can I put 2 SSDs in there? What does your software look like? And it's like SteamOS, like, as much as we would like to hype that, like, oh, it runs Linux, but it's like, no, SteamOS is like just like the big picture mode. That's it. That's what it runs, and it works perfectly. Honestly, I feel like I would say fuck all these other ones until Microsoft puts out a Windows, like a version of Windows that works on these. Like they don't call it Windows. Like, I feel like we've had these conversations before about, like, you know, like Microsoft making an Xbox PC where it's just like an interface. It's a nice interface that will, like, if you want to go into Windows, you can, but it just like it boots into the Xbox on a PC. Like, I don't want something that's just running fucking PC, like Windows. Oh my God, you fucking cowards. Show me the bottom of this device. Let's see specs. Because it's really making me upset. Okay, so it has 32 gigs. I mean, sure. Okay, so yeah, this does not come with any. Oh, it does. It does. Micro SD card reader. Okay. So it does have one. Maybe it's on the top. Maybe that's the reason why they never show the bottom, because it's on the fucking top. Okay, yeah, that's what that is. Like, I can't zoom in, but it's like, maybe I can. Yeah, it's not gonna look great, but yeah, there it is right there. That's the micro SD slot. For some reason, I thought that was the power button, but yeah, this is the power button. Also, for that to be looking like a matte power button, it does fingerprint reading. That's pretty cool. By the time the Ally release, we already had like 10 AONEO devices that are essentially just what this thing is, except weaker specs. But also, I guess, not to talk bad about China, but again, AONEO has been pumping out shit like this for a while. And I think what it is, like, finally these bigger companies are getting into it and getting something gamers can more or less trust. Like, again, I don't know if I would have bought an AONEO. Like, I got into this at Steam Deck, even though I somewhat knew that handheld gaming PCs like this existed beforehand. I got in at Steam Deck because Valve made it. It's not to say like America, fuck yeah. It's not that, but it's just, I don't know. I trust Valve than random Chinese company that's doing it. Because even then, looking at their website or even their Amazon listings, it's a lot of broken English, and it's like, I just don't know. When they seen this, especially with SteamOS in big picture mode, back when it was called that. Yeah. But also, I mean, I don't know. It was just Valve. Even though Valve had there was no reasonable expectation to expect Valve to make a decent hardware product after Steam machines, the controller. The Steam Link was decent. Steam Link was really good. I like that. But yeah, when they started just introducing it in software everywhere else, it's like, okay, now this dedicated hardware device doesn't make as much sense. But yeah, so no ideas on how much this is going to cost or when we will see it. But according to rumors, they're looking at September for around $800. And yeah, I don't know. That's a lot. Valve has a library of games that they are dedicated to make work. All of the others are basically saying good luck. I can see that. Yeah. That's why I bought into Steam Deck and none of the others. Yeah, I guess if you're actually making the hardware and not just like making the software and hoping, yeah, like OEMs are going to implement it correctly, like Alienware, I can see that. Yeah, if you're active, like this is the hardware we designed. Again, like this is why I like reference products. This is why I like Pixels. This is why I like Nexus back when it was a thing. I would say this is why I like the iPhone, but only the iPhone exists. There's nothing else with iOS on it. This is like, to an extent, I like what the Surface offers. Is why I kind of believe in the Surface. And it's why I want to see, like, again, if Microsoft really wants to get into PC gaming and like they don't care about where people play Xbox, make a gaming PC, make a reference hardware that is a gaming PC, but it plays Xbox. Do the same thing with the handheld. Don't call it a console. Just make a reference product that is actually a fucking PC. Get rid of that. Just get rid of the Xbox console. We don't need that. It's already running x86. It's run its course. Hydrate. I should. I actually have no water up here, and it is actually getting warm. Eventually, when I switch gears here, I'm gonna probably get some water. I miss the Nexus phones. Google wasn't as shitty back then. Don't call it a console. I've been here for years. It's like, don't call it a console. I've been here for years. But yeah, like, yeah, just don't call it a console. Just call it a PC that runs Xbox. Like, Xbox is now the platform as opposed to the console. And you can get Xbox PCs, you get Xbox mobile, like handheld gaming PCs and stuff like that. And you have a reference box that runs it. You've got a reference handheld that runs it, and this is the standard. I'd like to see something like that going forward. Just something where if gamers wanted to buy something that's just, they wanted to buy a PC dedicated to gaming, that's what they get from Microsoft. Maybe I can pick up a used Steam Deck 1 in good condition when Steam Deck 2 drops. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, Valve sells refurbished Steam Decks, and they're not that expensive. Let's see. That's not it. Where do I go? Oh, they still have 64 gigabytes left for $349. I mean, that's new. Oh, there we go. Certified refurbished. The 512. Oh, wow. The 512 certified refurbished is $360. That's definitely not bad. I mean, they're highly repairable. So, I mean, get one that maybe messed up. Like, I'm pretty sure you can still like file a claim, but like if it's something hardware you can fix, I mean, you could do that. So, I mean, yeah, you're looking at $360 for a 512, $350 for a 64 new. The current 512, which is they only sell it in OLED, is $550. All right, look, do you actually ground yourself when you work on PCs? While I wait for answers to that question, check out the fancy new trailer for Beyond All Reason, a really great free and open source RTS. So yeah, let's take a look. So I guess if you can't really afford that new StarCraft, and you like to you like to support open source projects, here you go. When I had a job, no. Now, absolutely. Yeah, I can't say that I do. I got that Gamers Nexus grounded mat with the wrist strap. Nice. Damn, 200 maps? No battle will ever be the same. Play with thousands of units. Solo or with 16 friends. Play it your way. So yeah, I figured, hey, why not actually cover some decent games on the show instead of like, hey, people are bad in the industry. Beyond All Reason, again, it's available right now, by the way. It's available right now. You can get it from their official site, and they are planning to put it on Steam. So yeah, play for free right now. Wow, they even said like you can even get like the best stream settings for this game. I guess with all the effects going on, it may crush the might crush the feed. Oh, this is reporting bugs. I just wanted to see what the engine was that they were using. The recoil engine. Okay. It's tradition I don't buy the Gamers Exit stuff for myself. My wife and kids get that for me. Aww. The cups, coasters, and beer mat quality stuff. But yeah. So definitely, yeah, check it out. Beyond All Reason is out right now. It is open source. It is free. It will be coming to Steam soon, but it got a link. GamingOnLinux provides the link down below where you can go to their website and download it. Also surprisingly from GamingOnLinux, Final Fantasy XVI was announced coming to PC today. Releasing on September 17th, so a month. This game is dropping in a month on PC. Also, there is a demo available right now on Steam, so go check it out. I have it in my library, but I haven't downloaded it to his PC. I meant to do it before, and I would have played that, but yeah. Also in deals, you can grab a new iPad for only $199, lowest price yet for Apple's 9th gen tablet. I think this is their latest one. The latest one that does not follow that industrial iPad Pro design. So it's the same, it's the one with the home button, and that uses that for, I think, the first gen Apple Pencil. So yeah, $199, $200, Amazon, Best Buy. Not sure how long it will be on sale, but it is available right now for $199 if you do not have an iPad. There you go. Some deals for you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to take a quick little break, go to the potty, and then I'm going to come back. And because I don't feel like playing Ubisoft games right now because they fucking suck, I'm going to go play something that I really want to play. I'm pretty sure we all know what that's going to be. We know what that's going to be. So yeah, I'll be back in a few minutes. Sit tight, go hydrate yourself, stretch your legs. I don't know. But yes, I'll be back with more stream. The Major Linux Show continues right after this. Y'all still here? Anywho, thank you so much for tuning in to another video. Really do appreciate it. Of course, if you like the content that you just saw, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, do all the things that the YouTubers ask you to do. I guess that includes me now. Anywho, yes, like, comment, subscribe. Really do appreciate it. Support the channel over Patreon, PayPal, whatever. Check out the links in the video. To anything else I might be pushing, hawking, I don't know. Did I sell out by now? I recorded this ages ago. Have I sold out? Let me know. But until then, I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.